Where's our money, Dash?
What? What money?
The stock market. We weren't playing for funsies. US north of 5 big ones each.
That's just a segment, guys. It's a way to talk about the teams. You get that, right?
We'd like our money now, please, Dash.
Come on, dude. Scary voices. We agreed.
Isaac, why are you even here? You didn't play the LCS stock market.
I'm just muscle.
I'm playing for real money. I got rent and bills to pay.
Well, I don't. Again, it's not real. I don't have any money. It's just a. You know, it's a game.
Where's my money, Dash?
Be cool, Mark. All civilized here.
So you've got till the end of the day. You can't act your way out of this one, theater school.
Okay.
Peace.
I'm right. Well,
End of the day.
Tish.
Yo, they got pancakes for breakfast. Dash, you coming?
Sure.
Welcome to the final day of the regular split, where the ups and downs of the season don't mean much anymore. For a few teams, their hopes of a title all boils down to how they performed today. Pobelter, he got the better of a stool in this video. We'll see if he can come out on top in a playoff crucial match against the Golden Guardians. They're making their way to the stage as we speak. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the LCS Countdown, where for 30 minutes, we give the team their spring checkup and check in on the over-unders from the start of the split until the timer reaches 0 and we jump into Champions Select. One more look at the spring split standings show that there's still a few things left to be determined with today's games, namely who walks away with 4th or 5th place and whether Echo Fox or Counter Logic Gaming will enter the playoffs as our 6th team. Now, the expectation is that analysts should predict things perfectly, and we've all quickly learned that that's absolutely impossible. But let's look back and see how wrong or right these analysts were in the spring split over-unders. For memory, TL's losses, we had thrown the line at 4.5 games. Now let's take a look at how you guys voted.
We did it.
Boom!
Geniuses.
Only Kobe, who's no longer on the desk anymore anyway,
Well, you can fill in
was
for Kobe
incorrect.
now.
Yeah, so
You get an answer
you
wrong.
can be ashamed in his place. How about that? Yeah, perfect.
What a mistake.
Perfectly done.
Why would you choose this?
I'm so sorry I let you down.
But you know, it's interesting because I think with the recent losses for TL, it has felt a little bit like you know, their season was tainted, or we've come down from this team a bit. But in actuality, and in reality, they're still a very strong team.
It's how you got them. You think you'd lose here, lose there. Having a big clump of them at the end is a little surprising.
Not the way you want it to happen, if it's going to happen at all. Next up, 100 Thieves wins for this split. We had put the line at 11.5. This was based on their performances from last year. And let's remind everyone how you all voted. As a matter of fact, again, you guys are both correct with the under 11.5.
What are you doing, Kobe?
Yeah,
Dude,
Kobe,
I don't know
come on,
what I
man.
did. What is this mistake? They're not even halfway there, man.
Get it together. And finally, Golden Guardians playoff hopes. They hadn't made it in the previous 2 splits, over under 6.5 place. And you guys said? Boom!
Hey,
oh,
3 for
Mark
3.
coming in 3 for 3 there with the under. And they're very much got it, nailed it.
Good job.
1 for 3 over there for Kobe. So Mark killing it in the prediction game this split. Now we take a fair number of digs at our analysts. I wanted to take a minute though to compliment Mark, who absolutely nailed one of our over/unders way back in week 1. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
I think Fox is going to have a slow start, but it's not going to be anything worth worrying about. They're going to slump a little bit in the midseason, have some growing pains, and I can see Rush getting benched for probably 2 weeks. But I do think they will come back strong in week 8, and they're going to pick up a signature win against Cloud9, and then follow that up in week 9 with another victory that's going to take 37 minutes against a 14-2 Team Liquid title champion. Contend.
That was surprisingly accurate. Jeez. That was quite specific.
I think I spoiled a little bit more of the prediction by saying
Yeah.
Team Liquid are title champions. I think I got a little ahead of myself.
Right. Well, so then we just know how the
split
season's
ends.
going to end.
I don't
Yeah.
believe that for a second.
Yeah.
I don't believe Mark said this in week
You
one.
don't
I
believe
didn't
that?
see it. I
It's-
didn't.
it
It was
tape.
right there. We
I
had
don't
video
believe that.
evidence. It's
really
dated
stagey.
and everything.
You know,
stamped
he
up there.
nailed
Had a different code on it. Could have been this
different
morning.
code, right?
No way that could have been done. Well, before we go to break, it's time to recognize the player that, when playoffs is on the line, gives everything to make sure their opponent's big play is a dud. Just to say I'm helping. Presented by State Farm. It is game versus TSM. Vulcan pulls out all the stops to make sure TSM's party in the bot is a complete flop.
Bottom side, actually. Big damage on Cody's son. Rome Warp coming in as well with 2 teammates. Nice play on a Vulcan. Going for the root, trying to buy some time. Clutch running for the hills, and they might just find that safety. They do. Surviving a 2v4, burning 3 summoners.
Yeah, I don't have TP. You guys have
we need to get out. I'm gonna make time.
Yeah. I'm gonna flash.
I have PSS.
I call you ult.
Nice.
I'm coming slowly.
I will be good. Nice, good job, Cody.
That's pretty clean.
Yeah, the comms there were amazing. They basically said everything that they were going to do, and then the Rakan got the safest flash too.
Super slick.
If you're gonna make him a montage, that better be the opening clip, because as a support, it doesn't get better than that.
Oh, yeah, and it feels good as an AD carry, you know, knowing the commitment of the support. I mean, even if he weren't to have made it out alive, like, hey, I'm going to sack myself for you in this case. Great plays all around. Game 1 kicks off in just about 23 minutes. We're stepping away for now. Meet us back here for more of the LCS Countdown after the break. Welcome back to the LCS Countdown, where we are prepping for the final day of the regular split. Our games today kick off with the Golden Guardians versus FlyQuest, which could determine playoff seeding heading into the quarterfinals. Then, of course, CLG and Echo Fox battle it out for that last playoff spot, with TSM and Team Liquid rematching in Game 4. That's a huge rematch with lots of momentum going into the postseason. And any tiebreakers will take place after Game 5 in place of the cooldown, which will host Xmithy and Jensen if we only have 5 games to play today. Game 4 is a clash between Titans, though, that many believe could be a finals preview and could determine who's the favorite heading into playoffs.
Yeah, and another loss for Team Liquid could really blow this playoff picture up, because like we were saying, they were kind of the split-long title contenders that everyone was kind of hyping them up to be. They're the favorites. And if you go in with a 0-3 slump, going 0-2 against TSM over the course of the split, suddenly it does feel like a 3-horse race and anyone can take it.
And it's gonna be really tough for them if they don't get this win here because of the bye that they've already acquired. That means that they would go into the semifinals without having gotten a win for like 5 weeks, and that just feels terrible because you just don't know where you stand against the other playoff contenders.
Right, and with these losses, it's not like they're kind of trolling with Vladimir's bottom or anything like that, right? They have Rek'Sai and Xmithy, like their signature champions, and they're still getting clapped.
Right, and so when looking at that loss against Echo Fox yesterday, there isn't much of an excuse that can be proffered for TL. And to be fair to them as a team, they're not trying to make one. I think they very much recognize, and we even saw with Double If's tweet following the games yesterday, that they're in a bit of a slump. They're looking for their way out of it, and that they're not taking these losses lightly.
I think they should also recognize that Echo Fox is legit good right now. The last 2 weeks since Rush came back, it just looks like a completely new team. So if I were to see TL versus Echo Fox in the best of 5, I think that could go the whole distance. So they need to be reassessing how that loss happened because of how good Echo Fox is.
I mean, Echo Fox is obviously much better these last couple of weeks, but I still don't think, no offense to them, that they should be beating Team Liquid. And I think you can see that individually they did not have good games in that game. Xmithy in particular going 0-6 and like 1 in that game, as well as in the loss against TSM way back at the start of the split. It was a 0-5 game on him. So I think Xmithy seems to be one of the main catalysts for their good early games, but he's also, when he falls behind, sometimes the biggest detriment.
Yeah, probably the poorest performer in 2 of their 3 losses so far. For TSM, though, I think we've got to take a look at that top side of the map. It's a place that we've had questions about the entire split long. Acadian and Broken Blade, how will they match up in the 2v2 against the likes of Xmithy and Impact?
Right. I don't necessarily think Impact is a super dominant laner, though, and if Xmithy is having a bad game, then they don't really have to worry about the 2v2 tops that TSM isn't really known for. And at the same time, they know their weaknesses, right? So obviously, they've been practicing to make sure that their top side is better.
Yeah, I think it's a weird thing to match up against because Acadian and Broken Blade haven't been super good in the 2v2, but behind Optic, I think TL has the least jungle proximity to their top laner, so it's not like they're trying to contest that 2v2 anyways, and it's just about can TSM actually execute on that.
Who's going to have the teleport to go help that bottom lane? It's pretty much what happens most of these times, although sometimes they do put Broken Blade in these hyper carries top lane, which would be really fun to see if they just throw a complete curveball and go, okay, let's take Jackson to Yorick again.
Yeah, very much so. Depends on how Champion Select plays out. As we enter playoffs, it's time to head back to the LCS ER for the final diagnosis of our teams at the end of the regular split.
Thanks, Dash. We here at the LCS Medical have been working to help diagnose and treat quite a few teams. And I want to start today with the curious case of Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I've had a hunch for a while now of what may have been holding them back. And I'd like to test something. If you'd entertain me for a moment here, Mark, we're going to do a quick exercise here. We're going to test your vision. Now, a normal team with 20/20 vision would have no issue reading this eye chart whatsoever. But if you put on your Optic Vision TM, we'll be able to recreate what that team sees. Now, Mark, if you'll start right here for me, please. Let me know what this is.
That is bot lane.
Yes. Okay. The second one, if you will.
I believe that is mid lane.
Exactly. Now, this big one right here at the top.
You're not pointing at anything, sir.
Just as I suspected, that is top lane, Mark. You couldn't see anything. They didn't even know it was there. This team is severely bot-sighted. They don't even know that 1/3 of their lanes exists. And I came upon this hunch when I watched them play against TSM, Aurelia versus Vladimir, carry versus carry. You would think your jungler would want to go up there, but no, they had 0% jungle proximity, Mark.
Brilliant diagnosis, Doctor. Now, if you suspect you are bot-sighted, it's important to get tested early because knowing you suffer from this condition can help you overcome it. Now, a doctor's work is never more important than at the end of the split when teams are trying to achieve peak performances.
Exactly. If you ever find a team in distress, it's important to get them help right away. For example, when you see the split long favorite dominating all year, struggling, you gotta know, are they experimenting or are they choking? Mark, if you would. Are you choking? Is it MSI? Are you choking? Is it Worlds? Okay, I'm going in. Oh, disgusting. That's a nerfed Urgot. Why would you put that in your mouth?
That looked good.
That is vile.
I'm sorry.
Disgusting.
If they indicate that they are choking, it's important to help them relax and let their coach perform the Heimlich just as Dr. Azael did. And remember to carefully chew, swallow, and digest your losses.
It's gonna take me a while to get over that one. Now, jumping over to a team that has been overperforming, we've got Echo Fox. This team has gotten our attention for an entirely different reason. It's already suspicious if a team is having a late season surge, but to come immediately after a jungler was on PTO for 2 weeks, it's making me very suspicious that he may be using performance enhancers, Mark.
All right, well, these are difficult things to spot, so if you could please help us look for these symptoms. We're looking for increased aggression, mood swings, feelings of invincibility, and even Jarvan picks 4 times in a row. Now, you see Rush there. It's hard to tell. It's very subtle differences between the two, but if you guys could please help us try and identify some of those.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch out for that. If you spot anyone with these sorts of changes, please do let us know, and we're gonna have to see what comes of our patient as he plays in game number 2. Until then, back to you, Dash.
Well, thank you very much, doctors. There's some very astute observations from the two of those medical professionals. We are stepping away. When we return, we get one more.
TSM, what a run it has been in the second half of the season.
And the streak continues. TSM take down CLG. TSM is the best team in the second round robin. How do you reconcile that statement?
It can't be wrong, right?
It can't be wrong.
Like we lost.
We'll see if it's wrong come Sunday when they actually play each other.
I would love to be the definitive #1. In my mind, I'm always shadowboxing with an imaginary TSM that's really, really strong. And I bet they are shadowboxing with an imaginary Team Liquid that's unbeatable as well.
TL versus TSM. TSM got the better of them the first time around.
Ben is trying to keep shooting, and now the Ignite onto Cole this time around. Ben with the damage, flash play for Smoothie. Look at the hook in the first blood. TSM in the 2v2. Negating with the ulti, he's going to land the stun. They'll jump in, they'll get another pickup here. And unfortunately, James caught out, and he doesn't have his ulti. He's going to get CC'd up forever.
TSM are just taking full control of this game now.
I got him. Broken Blade onto Impact, looking for the 1v1 solo. Easy! So easy for Broken Blade. TSM will finally slay Liquid.
The first
loss of the season for Team Liquid. And this is the TSM that their fans were waiting for.
Are there any teams on your radar now that you've taken down Team Liquid?
I mean, I think just our rematch against TL would be the biggest.
I have a lot of respect and I have a lot of expectations of TSM. Like, I expect them every time we play to play a really, really high-level game.
Welcome back to the LCS Countdown, just under 10 minutes away from Game 1. And you know what? I'm feeling good about today. I think Chat Stats, let's bring it on. I think we'll bring home a win today. Last day of the regular split.
We've been doing well.
You were killing the predictions
Hello,
game
Dash.
with over-unders.
Hi, Mark, and Crumbs.
Bring it on.
Welcome back to Jot Stats. I think today's questions provoke fun and will fill you with much needed pride if you defy expectations and answer them all correctly.
Oh yeah, I didn't need that
Let's
undercut
get going.
there at the end.
Question
To be
1.
fair, we don't get them
Which
right.
player playing today has the lowest ELO based on LCS stock market metrics?
Ooh, playing today.
Your options are Lyra, Bang, Deftly, and Piglet.
I feel like it.
Bang.
Bang?
Bang, because he would have started with average. Oh, so it's actually possible that Lyra could
I was gonna
have
say
less
Lyra.
because he would have started lower, and Bang at least had fresh MMR.
How does Piglet get affected by role swapping? Because is this Miglet?
No. His elo,
I think
like,
it's
will just
Lyra.
carry over.
Yeah.
He just
I think
has
it's
his
Lyra.
elo.
Definitely
I think it's
Bang
Lyra.
makes
I'm gonna
sense.
go Lyra.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely actually might make the
I'm gonna go Deftly.
No, he started
I'm
low.
gonna Lyra, yeah.
Lyra.
The correct answer is Lyra at 65 ELO,
Yeah.
who started the split at 83 ELO.
I told you, I feel good about this day.
Yeah,
We got it. We're
definitely
gonna.
is on the rise after the.
Yeah, he's been winning.
We're gonna
last
crush
night.
him here. We're gonna crush him. All right, bring it
Start
on.
at
Bring
the
it
bottom,
on.
you know?
Question 2. This split there will be at least one team with an under 50% win rate in the playoffs. When was the last time a team with a losing record made it to the playoffs?
Okay, so when was the last time an 8 and 10 team made it? Which was.
Or are they asking what
It wasn't
team
at all last year.
playoffs?
That was all like the 11 and 17.
Right.
Like the
So I would
what
say
team?
20.
It's
Wait,
what
no,
team?
we have to figure out what team.
Right. But I'm trying to just figure out when was the last time an 8 and 10 team made it, because it wasn't
I'm
last
gonna
year.
say
So then
Dignitas.
we're looking at 2017. So we're looking for a 2017 or a 2016 team.
P1 teams were playing. They were against a CLG. That wasn't.
Was it FlyQuest?
I'll say CLG.
FlyQuest? When I was on it?
I feel like it might be a meme.
Ooh.
answer.
Yeah,
Could
I'm
be
gonna say Dig,
FlyQuest.
Dig.
Just
Because they
say
started
Dig,
off like-
Fly. I'll say.
I'll go FlyQuest with
FlyQuest.
high. I like
I'm
that.
going CLG.
The correct answer is Envy in 2017 summer at 8 and 10.
All right, so it was 2017.
We were right about
summer.
that,
We were
yeah.
right about that not being last year, but
Who's on
Envy.
Team Envy?
Well, that was Lyra.
That was
Yeah, that was the leader.
That was,
Apollo.
Oh, okay.
It was that whole squad.
Niski.
Yes.
Niski was on that.
Right. Yeah, good point.
Throwback.
Okay, interesting.
Final question that is loads of fun. Which is taller, the 3 analysts stacked on top of each other or Saturday's foldy sheet?
It's got to be Saturday.
All right,
Holy-
okay.
Wait a minute.
Well, here,
What's our high
luckily,
combined? Hang on.
luckily, I have Saturday's
What's our
foldy
combined
sheet.
height?
Okay. Here.
Yeah, the foldy sheet.
No, here. Get on my shoulder.
That's about half of the foldy
no,
sheet,
yeah,
by the
let's
way.
go.
It isn't
Wait a
even
minute.
fully rolled out. Mark,
I
you
just
want to go
go-
ahead and kick that?
Yeah. If I
Go
just
ahead and kick that out.
keep this going.
Yep. All right, now I need you to lay down next to it.
Wait, I don't think...
Let's get a sense here of how tall Mark is.
It keeps
compared-
rolling
Oh,
up.
no! I'm
Foldy
gonna
sheet,
go with the
foldy
foldy sheet. The foldy sheet.
Cheater.
Wait, so how long is it? What is that?
18.
The foldy sheet is taller
No,
at
I
18
think we're
foot.
actually... It's a few
10
I'm not
inches.
6 foot.
You're not
Grow
6
better
foot?
I'm
analysts.
5'11".
How tall are you?
That's a lot closer than I thought.
Everybody
It's
has to be
very
6'3".
close. But yeah, you're 6'2",
6'2",
6'1",
Yeah,
6'2", and under
5'11".
6. Yeah.
You have
So
to
no.
at least be 6'3".
I didn't think it was gonna be close.
Foldy sheet is just a wee bit taller. A wee bit taller. I'm not gonna bother
Bottle that
rolling
truck.
this up.
Just
This will
leave.
take me like a good year.
Well, we got a while. Keep going.
Thank
yeah.
you for participating in a wonderful split of Jot Stats.
Jot
If I could
stats.
feel pride, I'm sure I would feel some right now.
This might take a
But I
while.
do
This
not
is gonna
feel
take a while.
pride.
We got time.
I feel numbers. Adios, mis amigos.
Adios.
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 I like how
It didn't try
I like
to-
how like, none of the stage managers have,
was a good
managers
day.
have come to help you.
No, this is they're leaving like,
This
"Oh,
is
you got
workout,
this
you know?
right now.
It's all right. I was told we got 5 minutes. Oh, Joel's coming to help me out. Here you go. Thank you so much. That would have taken forever. That was a pretty good day of Jet Stats.
Yeah,
I got
that's a good question.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. Not bad.
I like that we were able to actually compare and measure right at the
And that was sweet, too. That was sweet. Just so everyone is aware, this is how big the foldy sheet is now.
Yeah.
It's gotten a lot smaller from yesterday to today.
The previous one was roughly like 25
here you
pages or something. Now it's down to 1
We're
page.
down to just 1 page, so don't worry. We'll keep tracking that throughout the day. Now, before we take a look at predictions, Mark pretty firmly asked for an update to the predictions game ahead of today's show.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of predictions is not just participating in the challenges, which you've been nice enough to, but you don't actually give your own thoughts. So now you're going to get a chance to predict our predictions and run through some doors in our shoes. You guys, it'll make sense in a second. Just watch.
Team Liquid versus TSM. That's game 4 of the day, and it's a big one. I believe I'm guessing High's prediction here. So TL, TSM. I think that High is going to go ahead and put his money behind TSM taking down TL once again. If this were Mark, I would go with TL. You
think so?
I do. I think so. I think he went for TSM. Mark's prediction for CLG Echo Fox. Gotta go the hot Echo Fox right now. 3-0 win streak. That's who I think he went for, so we're going for it. I asked the audience for some help as they've all gathered around to watch me fail miserably, and they've put their money behind FlyQuest, and I'm gonna do the same. I have belief that our 4th place team will take down the 5th place team. So here we go. Oh, please, Lord.
Have fun.
I'm gonna bruise a little bit from that.
You attacked those.
The first time I hit the wall.
We were worried you went head on.
You still broke the sheet.
I did. I went through the sheet and met the wall on the other side. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I have to thank the whole team behind it that sets up these games for us. I will say, though, they tested the running through paper part. They didn't test the wall part.
None of them wanted to run into a wall.
They left that for me to figure out in the moment about whether or not the wall would function or work. So I ran straight into it. All right, well, you saw me guessing some of their predictions, but let's go ahead and take a look at the predictions in their entirety for our final day. Let's remember that Mark is 1 ahead in the predictions game, so High needs to get 1 right over Mark to tie it all up, and he has the space to do it in our 3rd and 4th games of the day. I see that's where you guys disagree. Clutch versus Cloud9, or now Cloud9 Academy coming in. And then, of course, TSM versus Team Liquid. Let's talk through those games. First off, I want to know why you got faith in Clutch here, even over the substitute.
Well, that's the wrong word right there. I don't know if I have faith in Clutch per se. But I have 13 whole stocks at Clutch Gaming. And, you know, I need to get the victory through the money and through the predictions.
There you go. So
I got
double
2
whammy.
stocks in CLG, and I still went against them.
I got 13 stocks. I'm invested.
7 of them, so I went with CLG.
All right, so you went with CLG because of the stocks, even though I think in actuality the hot Echo Fox is probably the favorite.
Okay, it'll be our stats called it too.
I love though that the TSM and TL game is split down the middle. We got Mark and StatSpot going with TL, the favorite by standings, but then we've got you guys saying that TSM's going to do the same thing they did last time and walk away with a 2-0 head-to-head.
Well, you know, I criticized him for predicting the team he has stock in. I may or may not have a lot of TSM stock.
Why is it that you think TSM is going to win this game, though? Because I think a lot of people would still consider this to be an extraordinarily close matchup.
Right. I don't believe TSM has lost a single game in the second half of the split still, right?
They've lost 1, but they do have the best. They do have the best record on the second half.
They've been popping off. Team Liquid is kind of in a slump, like they said themselves. They didn't look so hot yesterday. And I don't know. I just feel like TSM has kind of got their thing together. They've been working on the same thing all split with their mid game, and I think they've pulled it together now.
And Mark, why TL? They coming back angry?
Yeah, I think this is a huge statement game for them, and you know, there's all the bad blood that's between TL and TSM in terms of the players leaving and joining TL and stuff like that. So I think this is still a game that Double, if you heard him talking about it in the video, he is hyped up for this game, and so I think that will kind of revitalize them. And maybe the game earlier in the week was a bit of a trap game.
It's a huge matchup, to say the least. Of course, that is our 4th game of the day. For now, we got to toss it over to Freakin' Kobe for game 1.
Thank you very much, Dash. Welcome to the battle arena. I love the applause.
You're too fast. You're really off beat.
Well, they started doing the cheering and yelling and whatnot. That's from my job.